Hey there, it's Laura, here to help you out with creating some presentation slides based on a manual that's in a Word document. Since you're going to need to present about motivational interviewing sessions, I've put together a master template that will help to make your life much easier. This template has all of your company's branding and fonts and slide styles already built in. And this demo today will show you the most efficient way to create new presentations for sessions 9 through 16 using this template and Copilot. So I want you to check out, this is my Finder folder. I have all the files I need in this folder, which is located in my OneDrive. And actually that is an important point. It looks like in order to use Copilot most functionally, you'll need to have all of these documents stored in OneDrive. All right, so let's review what you've already done. And you've got your original presentation on sessions 1 through 7. And they look like this. So you've got your training demonstrations, which are this sort of bright color. You've got your participant breakout activities, some of these headers, and you've got a lot of different colors and images in here. So it looks dynamic, it looks great. It's also branded with C for BHI right down there in the corner. Every slide is branded. So this all looks great. And when we created yesterday, session 8, using Copilot, it looked like this. And you can see that it's what, Arial? It's Calibri, and there's some problems with how this looks. Not for nothing that this goes down too far. So what we need to do is to make this content look like your first presentation, right? So what I did is I made a copy of your session 8, and I added the formatting similar to your first. So you can see that this has got the same information, exactly the same text, but I've added a few more colorful, and it still needs tweaking, of course, because it needs your final eye for editing. It also, on this page, I think needs some images of the handouts, and I'm sure there's going to be more interest that you'd like to add to this training instead of just kind of facts on a screen. But in any case, it looks a lot better. And what we want to do is to be able to create more of your trainings, so more sessions for 9 through 16 that look like your branded training, but which have the information from the manual. So the next thing we want to do is start with a new presentation for session 9. So I'm going to bring us back to the desktop, and I want you to notice, first of all, the file extensions on this folder. So as you know, PowerPoint files have the extension of PPTX, but I've also created a template, and the template has a extension of POTX, and this is an important distinction because you don't want to be working in the template. You want to make sure you're working on a PPTX file. I think the best way to open up a new presentation from a template is just to go to your folder and double click on the template itself. And you can see this is now presentation 6. It's no longer opening up looking like the template. So the first thing I want to do is save as. I'll click to make sure. I'll say this is going to be MI training session 9, and I'll put it in the right place. So my next stage is let's resize this so we've got it all on the screen. The next stage is to magically create my content. And I haven't tried this out before recording this demo video, so it's likely that I'll be doing a lot of editing later, but we'll see how it goes for now. I'm gonna try and just click on the Copilot button And this opens Copilot in our pane. And then I'm going to ask it to search for the information that we need and create the content based on it. So I've got my new presentation for session 9 open, and I'm ready for some of the magic. And I haven't tried this out before recording this demo, so it's likely that I'll be editing this highly later, so let's see how it goes for now. I'm going to ask Copilot to help me out. And it gives us these nice suggestions of maybe some things that I could create, but I'm going to actually ask a very specific request. So create a presentation from the content in, so I want to make sure I get this name right. So I am going to copy that and paste it, .docx, and I'll go back and close this. Didn't mean to open it. And it is in, it's already in the file, the OneDrive file, so I'm good with that. Copilot should be able to find it. And then I'm going to say, create the presentation from the content from session 9 only for pages 181 to 190 of the Word document. So I'm trying really hard to link. Copilot is telling me that it needs the link to my personal OneDrive with the link to the uploaded files. So I'm doing everything I can to see if I can find the link. Okay, so it finally was able to do it when I gave it the link from the internet side. Nope, it's starting at the very beginning. Only generate content for pages 181 to 190. Rebind, redo. So what I figured out is Copilot does not like it, just for me to ask it for only a piece of a document. So I've created a new document, a new Word document where I erased the first 8 sessions of the book, and I start with this, which is the manual for sessions 9 to 16. So that's what it's saved as. My OneDrive linking pages, and I'll see that now I have my manual sessions for 916, and I want to take this link and use it to create my message in here. Create a presentation from the content in this document. See what it comes up with. And I want it to replace my slides. Yes. So let's see where it goes from here. This is the exciting, magical part. It's generating slides right now and reading the document and generating slides right now. And it'll go right into my templated presentation, and it's doing its best to use our predefined layouts. So can't wait to see what it does. I can see it's generating all this content over here, and it's still working. Still working. %98 done. Wow, look at this. It's even add some crazy, oh boy. So obviously, Copilot has decided to add some fun different looking and often quite confusing looking. This is definitely going to need to have serious revisions. I'm not loving the way that this came out, especially because it doesn't seem to be using my wonderful master slides. It only goes through session 13, so that's interesting. This definitely is very, very rough first draft. It does start with session 9, working on emotions, which I have to say that's really funny that it came up with that picture. Once you have this, I would say the next step is to start changing the layout. First, I'm going to delete this little guy, and then I'm going to change the layout. So I'm not sure why these are not going in, but I can easily take them out of there and I'll put them into our nice formatted form, and that's already better. Although it is doing some funky things with the fonts. Fonts are not all matching, so again, I think I'm going to need to come in here and bring it into our font that we don't need this one at all. So this definitely needs a lot of tweaking. You can see how you've got a very rough draft started. It's going to be a bit, I don't know if this is usable. In any case, this is what we've got. This is what we started with, and this is what AI is doing for us right now with PowerPoint. Copilot seems a little bit limited in how it's actually able to successfully streamline the task flow. It did give you your bullet points, but I don't think it looks great. And some of these pictures are okay, but I have a feeling there might be a lot of places where you're going to need to make a lot of changes. So although I had high hopes for this, I am afraid that it's not what I wanted it to be for you. It might still take you a couple of hours for each of the sessions to hone and perfect each of the slides. But at least it's a good first draft, and I wish you the best of luck in figuring out the next steps. That's it for me. Thank you.